What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it is my games I want to play in 2026 video. There are a lot of games coming out this year, and I said the same thing last year. Last year was stacked with a lot of games, but I think this year has a chance to be even better than 2025. There are a lot of games that I want to check out in the year 2026. 30 plus that we're going to talk about in this video, so it's going to be a longer video. I'll try to go quick with them, but I have a lot to say on all of these games. Some that I want to check out more than others. Realistically, I'm not going to play all of these games. There are some games that I'm absolutely going to check out, and there's some that I'm going to keep my eye on if I have time to play, if the reviews are good. I'll try to make it clear which ones are which as we go throughout the video, but there's a lot of games I want to talk about, so without further ado, let's dive in. So we're starting out with a couple of games that already have release dates for 2026. So we'll kind of go down the line there and then get into the games that have a set date for 2026, but not a set release date. And that first game is Mio Memories in Orbit. This is one, I forgot where we saw it at. I want to say it was like a Summer Games Fest or a show kind of like that. But I remember seeing this game, hearing about it, and then this trailer. The art style really caught my eye, and that's really all it takes for some games, is just to have a really cool art style. It's a Metroidvania, which I enjoy. Those aren't games that I seek out to play, but I have played a couple. I do enjoy them. They're not my favorite type of game, but I can see the appeal, and this is one that I might check out. It's coming out early January 20th, in a couple weeks as of recording this video, and if this is one that if I have time, reviews are good, I might give it a shot. Maybe not right when it comes out, but at some point this year. Not entirely sure, but this is one that I'm definitely going to keep my eye on. It looks really good from a visual standpoint, and then it looks like it has a very solid Metroidvania foundation. So we'll see what happens with it. I'll keep my eye on it, but this one is dropping on January 20th. Next up is High on Life 2. I really enjoyed the first High on Life, which came out back in, I think, late 2022. Squanch Games is the developer, and not knowing anything or never have watched Rick and Morty or anything like that, those are the people that made this game, the same people that were behind Rick and Morty, and I enjoyed the first game. I liked the humor. It is definitely my kind of humor, and that's obviously subjective. Maybe you didn't like it. It had a solid story, but it was really a game that was supposed to make you laugh. It broke the fourth wall a lot. The gameplay was solid, but the gameplay is something that I know that they could improve on, and it looks like they're doing that with this second game. You're riding around on a skateboard for the most part. It looks like these levels are a lot more open, which is great. I'm hoping it's like a short, maybe 10-hour game, 10 to 15-hour game. Let you explore, let you find the hidden secrets and jokes. And the gameplay, I hope, is very improved from the first game. It was very just okay to solid in the first game, but now we have more weapons, and obviously the weapons do talk, and they have different voice actors, and that's always really fun. So very excited. This is one that I'm definitely going to check out because it will be coming to Game Pass on day one, and I enjoyed the first game, and I'm hoping that this second game is just the first game but improved in every way. I hope the jokes land. I hope that the gameplay is improved. Even the story, which I'm not coming to a High on Life for a great story, but I do hope there is a solid story in there as well. I am very excited to check out High on Life 2, which is coming on February 13th. On the same day is Reanimal, coming from the developers of the first two Little Nightmares games, which I haven't gotten around to checking out yet, but they are going in a new direction, but also kind of the same direction, same kind of game, but a different franchise or a different IP, with that being Reanimal, and this game is going to be co-op. Now, co-op isn't something that, steered me away from the first two Little Nightmares games just because those weren't co-op. That's not why I haven't gotten around to them yet, but the fact that this game is going to be co-op is a lot more enticing for me to jump into and experience this with a friend. I might play this game solo and with a friend. I might do two different playthroughs. This isn't one that I'm absolutely going to check out. It's another one where I'll see what reviews are looking like. Timing is also a thing where, like I just talked about, High on Life 2 comes out on the same day, and I do want to check that one out for sure. But going to keep my eye on this one for sure. The trailers have looked really good. It's got this really dark and gritty atmosphere, it being co-op. Hopefully it's got some really clever puzzles and gameplay moments, and it keeps that horror vibe going. And even though I haven't played Little Nightmares, any of them, I've heard very good things about the first two games. So the same developers doing this, feels like it's a pretty solid, safe bet that it's going to be a good game. So I'm going to keep my eye on Reanimal, which is also dropping on February 13th. Resident Evil Requiem. I'm a recent enjoyer of Resident Evil. Just recently started playing the games. I think my first completed Resident Evil was probably, I think maybe 4, or it might have been 2. One of those. It was 4 when the remake came out in 2023, and then I played through Resident Evil 2 back, I think, 2024. It's one of those two games, but really enjoy Resident Evil. I loved Resident Evil 4. 2 was great. I played through 3. Wasn't that great. And then on the channel I do have the video of me playing through Resident Evil 7 for the first time. I really enjoyed that. And now we're taking the action-based gameplay from Resident Evil 4 and then the first-person horror gameplay from 7 and 8, and we're making it into one game, 2 different protagonists. I think that is such a great idea. The best of both worlds. I cannot wait for Resident Evil Requiem. Definitely going to for sure check this game out. Super excited to see what Capcom has up their sleeve. Just recently we saw at the Game Awards, Leon is coming back. Great protagonist. I am super excited to see where this game is going to go from a gameplay perspective and also story perspective. I'm just super excited to play through this game. Cannot wait. It is coming in very, very short amount of time. Just a couple weeks. February 27th, we will be getting Resident Evil Requiem. Another game that I'm absolutely going to check out is Coffee Talk Tokyo. Super underrated franchise coming from Toge Productions. 2 games already in the franchise. Coffee Talk 1 came out back in 2020, and then we had Episode 2 come out in 2023. And those 2 games were based around the same story, the same characters, set in the same location. And now we're taking this great concept and gameplay premise and taking it to a brand new location in Tokyo, brand new characters. Super excited to see where they can go with this. If you don't know what Coffee Talk is, it is basically just a game where you play as a barista and you have great, well-written characters. The art style is fantastic. A great pixel art style, kind of set in like the 90s, and also a great lo-fi soundtrack. It is a super chill game. You play as a barista. These characters will come up to you and basically just talk about their problems, and it's all well written. It makes you care about their problems and sit there and listen to it. There's great conversations that happen. It's just a super chill and relaxing time. I love the first 2 games, and I cannot wait to see where they go with this 3rd installment. Brand new location, brand new characters. Cannot wait. Coffee Talk Tokyo is coming out on March 5th. Now let's talk about Replaced, coming from Sad Cat Studios. This one has had a very troubled development. Got announced, I think, at E3 2021. It was supposed to release in 2022. And here we are in 2026, and the game is finally supposed to come out. And this one, I think, for a lot of people, just caught their eye because of the art style. It's got a really cool art style to it. The gameplay looks very interesting, very unique. It's got like a cool cyberpunk kind of feel to it. And I am excited to check it out. I'm definitely intrigued. Let's say that. Not one that I'm going to check out for sure, but with all of the... I heard a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people are excited for this game, but it's been in development for a long time. It's been slated to release for a long time, and now we're finally supposed to get it. So I'm going to keep my eye on it, see if it's worth all the hype, and I'm hoping that it is, because concept-wise, it looks really cool. Great art style, set in a like cyberpunk 1980s America. really cool. Hoping this one pans out for the people that are excited for it, and then if that's the case, I will definitely be checking it out. It is coming out on March 12th. Toxic Commando is a brand new first-person co-op zombie horde shooter coming from Saber Interactive, and this is one that I've kept my eye on from when it first came out. Just to be clear, do I think this is going to be like a game of the year type of game? No, this just looks like a game that, if it pans out, if it gets solid reviews, it's going to be a fun time with friends. I'm really hoping that that is the case. Same developers that did World War Z, so you see there's a lot of zombies on the screen at the same time. Not expecting this one to be out of the park great or anything like that, but I'm hoping that is a solid game that I can have fun with friends, enjoy kind of that Left 4 Dead style gameplay. Not going to be nearly as good, but hopefully it's better than like a Back 4 Blood. Hopefully it kind of takes that kind of feel that Left 4 Dead gives you and just kind of freshens it up, does something new with it. We'll see how it goes. Hoping it's a solid enough game, and this is one that I might check out depending on how it pans out. Definitely not going to be a day one game for me, but we'll see what happens. This is also coming out on March 12th. Mouse P.I. for Hire. I am so excited for this game. Anytime that this has been shown off at a showcase, every time, I cannot wait for this game. It is a first-person kind of boomer shooter, but it has the art style of something that's set like a Cuphead, that kind of art style. Old school 2.5D first-person shooter. Man, this game looks so good to me. I don't know why, but I'm just so excited. And every time that it got shown off and there was no release date, finally got that date late last year, and it is coming out March 19th. One of my most anticipated games of the year. Definitely going to be checking this one out. Coming from Fumi Games, not sure if it's their first game, but man, it looks really good just based on what we've seen. Cannot wait. Hopefully this game comes out and is a great game, because just based on the concept, art style, the gameplay, it's looking like it could be one of my favorite games of the year. But it is coming out on March 19th, and I cannot wait to check out Mouse P.I. for Hire. Screamer is coming out on March 26th. This is one that I've kept my eye on. It looks very intriguing. It's got this anime art style. Apparently, it's a reboot of a game that came out back in the 90s that had a couple sequels to it as well, which I didn't even know that. But it looks like it's going to be a single-player racing game. It's got that anime art style. Looks like it's going to be pretty story-focused, but the art style just caught my eye right away. And a story-focused racing game, if that is what this game is, just sounds really good to me. I feel like we don't really get a lot of those. I mean, I can't even think of one off the top of my head of a racing game. Like Need for Speed always tries to have solid stories, and you know, the stories are there, but I can't remember the last time that I played a racing game that was story focused. So hopefully Screamer pans out and is that game. Art style looks great. This one is coming on March 26th. So the first quarter of the year is already pretty stacked with games that I'm definitely going to keep my eye on, or I'm going to for sure check out. And now we'll get into a couple games that have set release dates outside of that first quarter. There's only a couple games, and obviously as the year goes on, we'll fill that up. But that first game is Saros, which was supposed to come out, I believe, on March 20th, but it did get that slight delay just by a couple weeks, about a month, to April 30th. This is coming from Housemarque. They made Returnal, a couple other games that I haven't checked out. I haven't even checked out Returnal. That is one that I may be hoping to get to before Saros comes out, but we'll see. But this just looks like what a lot of people got out of Returnal, and they're taking it, and new setting, new characters. Just looks like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They did a really good job from what I've heard with Returnal and that roguelike gameplay. The gameplay was really great. It had great reviews, and just taking that concept and that gameplay and putting it into a new setting and probably improving on the gameplay in every way they can. sign me up. I've heard very good things about Returnal. Haven't played it, but definitely going to check out Soros for sure. Whether or not I get to Returnal doesn't matter. If I get to it, great. If I don't, I'm still going to for sure check out Soros, which is coming on April 30th. 007 First Light, the new IP coming from IO Interactive. Not new IP, obviously, James Bond, huge franchise, but new IP for IO Interactive, who have been working on Hitman, I'm pretty sure, for as long as the developer has been a thing. They've always been doing Hitman. I think they've done a couple other games like Kane and Lynch, but for the most part, they have been the Hitman studio. And now, after the most recent modern trilogy of Hitman games, which were great, fantastic Hitman games, they are moving on to James Bond and more than likely doing another trilogy of games. And not the biggest James Bond person. I haven't really watched the movies at all. Not like a big fan or anything like that. But I was a huge fan of what they did with Hitman. And I know how good James Bond and 007 can be. So putting it into a video game form with a great developer behind it like IO Interactive, this is not one that I'm for sure going to check out, but a lot of people are excited for it. We'll see how reviews are looking when this game comes out. It got a delay for about 2 months and basically took the old GTA 6 release date. It is coming out on May 27th. But I'm definitely going to keep my eye on it because IO Interactive has a great track record, and combining them with James Bond I think is a great combination. So hopefully it pans out when 007 First Light comes out on May 27th. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight coming out the same week on May 29th. TT Games is back with a brand new Lego game. We saw how much they were able to put out back in the 2000s and 2010s. They were able to put out multiple Lego games a year. They had this formula. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They did it with so many different IP and franchises. Harry Potter, Batman, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. Hit all these franchises. And then after, I believe 2019, they stopped. We didn't hear from them for a couple years. 2022 rolled around. They released the Skywalker Saga, which I thought was a great game. I really enjoyed the new take on a Lego game, the new formula that they were going for. Open world, let's tackle all the Star Wars movies, and now they're taking that and they're doing it with Batman, with this brand new Batman game. Cannot wait. Star Wars, I'd watched all the movies, I knew a whole lot about it. I've watched the Batman trilogy, the new Batman movie, but there's still a lot about Batman I do not know when it comes to all of the different things that they've done with movies and TV. So they're going to turn that into a video game, open world, explore Gotham, all these great characters. Cannot wait to see what they can do with that Skywalker Saga formula and translating that into a Batman game. So more than likely for sure going to check this one out. I am super excited for it. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is coming on May 29th. And now we have a huge jump all the way to September with Phantom Blade Zero. This is a game that when we first saw it, first trailer looked fantastic. All these trailers have looked fantastic. But for me, it looked like this Souls-like, and I'm not super big into Souls-likes. I get the appeal, just not my kind of thing. But this apparently is more of an action game, kind of like a Ninja Gaiden instead of that Souls-like. It's probably still going to be difficult. Ninja Gaiden's still a difficult game. But this is one that I really want to check out. All these trailers look so good. Great visuals. The combat just looks insane. Music sounds fantastic. I mean, it's really hitting all of the notes that I want out of an action game like this. And there's going to be some difficulty, I'm sure, but I might have to suffer through it just to see what this game is offering. S-Game is the developer. We'll see what they can do with it. I'm super excited for Phantom Blade Zero. Everything so far that we've seen looks great, and can't wait to try this one out. More than likely going to be a around day one game. We'll see how September is looking, but if this game hits that September date, more than likely going to have to check it out. Phantom Blade Zero is coming out on September 9th. And the last game that we're going to talk about that has a set release date, biggest game of the year if it comes out, is GTA 6. I mean, what is there to say about GTA 6 that hasn't been said already? If this game comes out this year, it is going to break everything. This is the biggest gaming franchise in the world. Everyone knows about it. I have only been around I haven't really been around for a GTA launch. I played games when GTA 5 came out, but I was not nearly into the gaming landscape and the community like I am now. So I cannot wait to see just how much this game is going to break not only the internet, but just the entire world because of how big it is. I mean, it can't be understood how big this game is. And hopefully Rockstar knows that. They're doing all these delays because they know this cannot come out and flop, because it'll do so much damage to their reputation. It's still going to sell like hotcakes, but they know they have to get this game right from day one and have it be as polished as possible. And they have pretty much a perfect track record when it comes to mainline releases. They've had some hiccups in the past couple of years with like the release of the GTA trilogy and how much they've milked GTA Online, but when it comes to mainline releases, they have a perfect track record. So I have no reason to believe that they are going to screw up this game until they do. So I am absolutely excited for GTA 6, and like pretty much everyone else, will be there day one to play it when it hopefully comes out on November 19th. We're almost 22 minutes into the video and we still have a good bit of games to talk about that do not have a release date. So let's go ahead and knock these games out real quick. First game up, Big Walk, coming from House, the developers of Untitled Goose Game, which I've never checked out. I've heard good things about. This just looks like a great time with friends, super chill, like a hiking game where you can explore this open world. It's got great proximity chat features and just social features to be able to have funny moments and great moments with friends, explore this open world, hike around, find the secrets that are hidden within, and just have a good time. I mean, that just sounds like a great concept for a game that, depending on when it comes out, could be a perfect timing game where there's all these big releases. Hopefully this game comes out and it's just a really simple, chill, and just relaxing co-op experience that you can play with friends or even solo. If this world gives you enough to do and enough to explore by yourself, hopefully that is a rewarding experience as well. But this game looks great. Cannot wait for Big Walk, which is coming this year. Next up is Blighted, coming from Drinkbox Studios. They made Guacamelee and most recently Nobody Saves the World. Haven't checked out Guacamelee, but Nobody Saves the World is a game that I put a couple of hours into and really enjoyed back in, I think it was early 2022 or sometime in 2022. But really enjoyed what I played, a game that I wish I had gotten back to. But going with a new approach, and the Steam description says that you battle through a psychedelic western nightmare in this Metroidvania action RPG from the creators of Guacamelee and Nobody Saves the World. Supposed to come out in 2026, has a really cool art style to it, and the gameplay in Nobody Saves the World I really enjoyed. How you're able to switch between different forms and kind of have different combat experiences, but now they're kind of honing that in and giving you this great action RPG gameplay, Metroidvania, but it's really the art style that really sticks out to me. I mean, psychedelic western nightmare, just the way they describe it sounds really cool. The trailer that we've seen looks great. Definitely going to keep my eye on Blighted. Excited to see what this developer is able to do with their brand new game coming this year. Control Resonant, brand new game coming from Remedy Entertainment, sequel to the game that came out in 2019, Control, which I really enjoyed. Remedy has a almost perfect track record if we forget about FBC Firebreak, which came out last year. Alan Wake, Control, Quantum Break I heard was solid, what I played was solid, but really Alan Wake and Control. Control was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I love Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 1 was a good game. I also did Max Payne. I mean, they have a great track record, and they're so creative with their single player experiences, and now we're seeing them take on this sequel. New protagonists, Dylan, Jesse's brother from the first game, but it looks like from a gameplay perspective, they are taking a big new direction with melee combat, which is not something we've really seen in Remedy's games. They've kind of honed in on their third person, over the shoulder shooting gameplay, but now we're throwing melee combat into the mix, and based on the trailer that we saw at the Game Awards, looks great. It looks like they're going to have that creativity that is almost unmatched in the gaming landscape. You know this is Remedy when you see it, and cannot wait to see what they can do with a Control sequel. Control Resonant is supposed to drop this year. And now we have the big four of Xbox games that are supposed to come out in 2026. Didn't even mean to have these in order, but doing them alphabetically, this is just how they all lined up. So first up is Fable, coming from Playground Games. The old Fable games being developed by Winehead Studios, which closed down, had that trilogy of games. I've checked out the first game, have not finished it, did not finish it, but I've heard really good things about Fable 1, and then I've heard solid things about Fable 2 and Fable 3. But the real question is Fable even going to come out this year? It is slated for 2026. It was supposed to come out last year, had the delay into this year, and now we're sitting here trying to figure out, is this even a game that we're going to play in 2026? I mean, I can go either way with it. They've had a lot of time, but it would not surprise me if they were to be pushed into 2027. I hope not. I hope that they've had the time and this game comes out and it is a fantastic RPG. Fable 1, I've heard so many good things about. That is a game that I'm for sure going to have to check out before the new one comes out. But Playground Games taking on something that's not a racing game. They've always done Forza Horizon, and now they're taking on one of Xbox's biggest IPs that aren't the big three. This is like number 4, and a lot of weight on those shoulders, but Playground Games, when it comes to the quality that they put out with the racing games, the attention to detail with Forza Horizon, I'm really intrigued to see how they are going to approach Fable. Hopefully this game comes out this year, and if it does, I will be there on day one to check it out. Next up, Forza Horizon 6. Finally got this game announced back in, I believe, October, November at the Tokyo Game Show. Forza Horizon is finally going to Japan. Finally, this is the most requested location that there has been. It just is too good to be true. Japan and the car culture there, mixed with how good these Forza Horizon games have been, it's just a match made in heaven. I love Forza Horizon. Didn't play as much Forza Horizon 5 as I thought I would. Still put a lot of time into it. Still really enjoyed it. It was one of my top games of 2021. But I put a lot more time into like Forza Horizon 4. So I'm hoping that 6, if they're able to nail it, is able to keep me around a lot longer than 5 did. But man, Forza Horizon games are all great. They have their formula, and hopefully they're able to add on to it while also nailing the world of Japan, that map, that culture, driving around in Tokyo at night. I just cannot wait to do that in a Forza Horizon game. Hopefully we see this at the Developer Direct that Xbox is going to put on in a couple of weeks. I feel like that has to be there, and this feels like a March, April, May type of game early in the year. No set date yet, but when it drops, I will absolutely be there day one to play Forza Horizon 6. Gears of War E-Day is supposedly coming out in 2026. Haven't had official confirmation yet, but I think we actually have, because Phil Spencer said it at the Xbox show that Gears was coming back, and we saw a couple things. Nothing official, but it's pretty much coming out in 2026. Haven't seen a proper Gears game, if you don't count Gears Reloaded or Tactics, since 2019 with Gears 5, so it's been a long time coming. They are ditching where Gears 5 was going story-wise. We're going back to the roots of Gears of War with Marcus and Dom. Super excited to see where this game goes. As a lot of people are saying, this could be the Halo Reach of the Gears franchise. Can't wait for a great multiplayer, hopefully a great horde mode, and then a great co-op campaign featuring two of the most iconic Xbox protagonists that there are. I mean, Marcus and Dom are great characters. If you haven't played through Gears 1, 2, and 3, you gotta go do it, especially if you are at all interested in playing Gears E-Day. Can't wait for this game to come out. Coalition's been cooking for a hot minute. That game is obviously going to look great. It's going to play great. Story-wise in the campaign, can they nail it and tell a fantastic story set in the Gears universe? Cannot wait for Gears E-Day, hopefully coming 2026. Lastly, out of the big four Xbox releases this year, Halo Campaign Evolved. This is a weird one for me because I'm absolutely going to play this game, even though it is a remake. I love Halo 1, I love the Halo trilogy, but remakes for me, when it comes to like making a Game of the Year list, it just feels weird putting a remake on the list because it's a game that's already existed before, so you already have a great foundation with Halo CE, and the goal is to hopefully make it better. They're making a lot of changes, adding Sprint. It's on a brand new engine, Unreal Engine 5. It is going to change a lot while trying to keep that formula that everybody loves. They're adding prequel missions. I think that's going to be really cool. How different is this game going to be? Is it going to be a bad different or a good different? Especially with Sprint, a lot of people are very curious about that. I'm absolutely going to be there day one to play this game whenever it comes out. Probably not going to put it on my list, even if I love it to death, just because it's a remake. It feels cheap is the wrong word, but to put a game that is being remade based off of another already great game versus something that's brand new and is great as well, it just doesn't fit into a Game of the Year list. So this is not something that if I play, it's going to be on my list, and I'm not even sure if I'll make a video on it. Maybe I will, who knows. But excited to see, intrigued to see what they're going to do with Halo Campaign Evolved coming this year. Marvel's Wolverine. This is a game I haven't talked about on the channel yet, at least as far as I know. Got announced at the PlayStation State of Play back in September. There wasn't enough there to warrant me making a video on it, but it does not mean that I am not extremely excited to see what Insomniac is going to do with Wolverine. Played through Spider-Man and Miles Morales. Spider-Man 2 probably going to happen before Wolverine comes out. We'll see. Played a little bit of Ratchet & Clank if you've been following on the channel. So Insomniac, obviously a very talented developer, did really good with Spider-Man, and now they're changing it up with a different Marvel protagonist in Wolverine. The trailer looked great. It looks like they are nailing what Wolverine should be, completely different from Spider-Man, where this is like an anti-hero protagonist, you know, dark, gritty, violent. I mean, you can see the punches, the claw through the face. They are nailing it, and I can't wait to see what this game is actually going to be. Is it just going to be Spider-Man but in a Wolverine clone, that type of thing, or is it going to be a completely different game? Either way, if they were to take Spider-Man and just put Wolverine on top of it, I would still play it, and I would probably still really enjoy it. We'll see what happens when this game comes out this year. Mixtape is up next, the new game coming from Beethoven and Dinosaur, who did The Artful Escape, which I never checked out, but I've heard good things about. This game just caught my eye right away with its saying it's inspired tonally by the 1980s and coming of age films, and just this feel of this is going to be a game that's going to have a great story, super, I don't want to say unique, but it's hard to explain why I'm excited for Mixtape, but I just am. The trailer that we saw just caught my eye right away. The soundtrack that was put behind the trailer, all the different fun, just, 1980s movies, moments that happen and that seem like they are going to happen. This game, really hoped it was going to come out in 2025. Got pushed to 2026, given the time they need to make sure this game hits the way it's supposed to. But, you got Smashing Pumpkins in there. Super excited to see what this team is going to do. I've heard very good things about The Artful Escape. Have not checked that game out yet, but based on what I've heard from that game, just makes me even more excited to see what Mixtape is going to offer. This feels like a summer type of game, just based on the actual game itself, so it wouldn't surprise me if this game came out in summer 2026. Hopefully it does release this year. Very excited to see what Mixtape has to offer. How about Ontos, coming from Frictional Games, the devs behind Soma? Heard great things about that, haven't checked it out. Saw this back at the Game Awards about a month ago, and again, caught my eye right away. Art style looks great. It looks BioShocky. That's what I loved about it. That's what caught my eye. It just reminded me so much of BioShock. It's a sci-fi mystery set on a repurposed moon hotel. Man, that just grabs me right away. That concept, the things that we saw in that trailer. It's a mystery game, but there's some gross horror aspects to it. Don't know what to expect from this game, but I've heard great things from Soma, and this just looks right up my alley. Can't wait to see what Ontos is going to bring this year. Out of Words. This one's popped up a couple of different times last year at some different showcases. Summer Games Fest. It was at the Game Awards. It's a co-op platform adventure game, and the kind of drawing concept is that the characters do not talk. Out of words. And the art style looks great, catches my eye, and we're getting a lot of these co-op adventure games, especially from Hazelight. It Takes Two, Way Out, Split Fiction. We've been seeing a couple more of these games, not just from Hazelight, but just in general. This genre has been popping off a lot recently, and this looks like another great game in that genre. Get a friend with you, play the game, experience what this game has to offer. Hopefully a lot of fun gameplay moments and story moments as well. Interested to see what this game is bringing to the table. Another game in this genre. We need more of these games, playing with a buddy, playing through a great story, and having great gameplay moments. Out of Words coming this year. Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf. Planet of Lana, super underrated game, came out in 2023. One of my most underrated games that came out that year. Puzzle platform game, a lot like games like Inside and Limbo from Playdead. I love these style of games where there's little to no voice acting and the game does its storytelling through the visuals, and this game has, at least the first game, had fantastic visuals, and we don't usually see sequels from these games. Never saw an Inside 2 or a Limbo 2, even a game like Cocoon, which was made from developers from Playdead, didn't see a sequel to that. Now we're seeing a sequel to Planet of Lana. Loved the first game. Can't wait to see what they're going to do with the second game. If it's just more Planet of Lana, that game had a great story too. Improve on the story, give me more of that story and more of the visuals and gameplay that I got. I'm all in. Definitely going to be checking out Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf. Resonance, a Plague Tale Legacy. Another Plague Tale game, but not a mainline Plague Tale game. I love Plague Tale. Innocence was a great game, and then played Requiem when it came out in 2022. That was my game of the year back in 2022. I loved that game, love the characters, but this seems like it's just taking this universe and this world and telling a new story in it. I'm in. I am sold. That's all I need to hear. I love this world. It's dark, it's gritty, it's got great atmosphere, and these two games, if you haven't played them, so underrated. I would definitely recommend it, and very excited to see where this game is going to go story-wise. I think gameplay-wise, is it going to change gameplay-wise? It's the first two games, very kind of stealth focused, kind of like The Last of Us. Is it going to be the same in this new game? I'm interested to see definitely where they go story wise, but are they going to change things up gameplay wise? We'll see where things go, but Residents of Plague Tale Legacy, looking forward to it for sure. We're getting 2 new Star Wars games in 2026. Zero Company, I don't really care about that because it's turn-based. I'm not really a turn-based guy. Excited for those who are excited for it, but we just recently got the announcement of Star Wars Galactic Racer, a racing Star Wars game. It's not just pod racing, it's supposed to be like an arcade racer, and there's going to be a lot to it coming from Fuse Games. Not sure if this is their first game, but developers coming from Need for Speed and Burnout making a Star Wars racing game. That's all I need to hear. I mean, we need more Star Wars games. We've been doing better about it, but getting these unique Star Wars games like we did back in like the mid 2000s, or just the 2000s in general, getting a lot of Star Wars games. Hopefully we're going to start getting back to that, and Galactic Racer looks like a step in the right direction. A Star Wars racing game from the Need for Speed and Burnout devs. That just sounds like a match made in heaven. Can't wait to see how this game is going to play, different locations you're going to go to, is there going to be a story? A lot of questions about this game, but definitely going to check out Star Wars Galactic Racer. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, again at the Game Awards, got a lot of announcements for 2026 games. This is one of them. Got the announcement of Tomb Raider Catalyst coming in 2027, a brand new game, but this is a remake of the first game, Legacy of Atlantis. Never played the first game, so like Halo Campaign Evolved, I'm not going to put a remake on my Game of the Year list, but unlike Halo Campaign Evolved, I had never played the original Tomb Raider, so very interested to see. This is going to be a brand new game to me, and it's more Tomb Raider. I love the Tomb Raider games, especially the modern trilogy. Those are the old ones I've played, but I loved Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, never finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but what I had played was great as well. And more Tomb Raider, even if it's a remake of the first game, I'm definitely going to check that out. Won't put it on my list because it's a remake, but this is basically going to be a brand new game to me because I never played the original Tomb Raider. So Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis coming this year. And the last game we're going to talk about in today's video is Vampire Crawlers. Saw this at the Xbox Partner Preview back in November. Loved Vampire Survivors. Loved that game so much. Huge surprise, I mean, to pretty much everybody that played it back in 2022. And now the same developers coming back, but using what they had in that game, but a new perspective, but it's still going to have that addictive gameplay. This kind of like almost first person dungeon crawling type game, but you're still going to have that super addictive Vampire Survivors gameplay loop. Man, I mean that is a great idea. I did not expect to get another game in the Vampire series. I thought Vampire Survivors would be a one and done. We'll see something new from them, but nope, they're going to come back and do a completely different thing, completely new game in this franchise. Same art style. It's going to... I'd be very surprised if this game is just good or just fine. This has got to be a great game. Survivors was awesome. If you played it, you know how good it was, how addicting it could be. And I have no doubt that Crawlers is going to be the exact same. Cannot wait to jump in to Vampire Crawlers. So that is going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, hanging out, talking about brand new games in 2026. I've talked for almost 45 minutes about brand new games. Didn't expect for this video to be that long, but I love doing these types of videos where it's just a super chill, casual conversation. We're talking about games. You can almost throw this on as a podcast and listen to it in the background, and it's over 40 minutes long. That's the kind of stuff I like to listen to and the kind of stuff that I want to make. And as you can tell, there's a lot of games coming out in 2026. And believe it or not, I probably forgot a couple of games that I do want to at least keep my eye on that I would have talked about. But there's already a lot of games. Are these all going to hit 2026? Probably not. Am I going to play all these games? Absolutely not. But all of these games I at least want to keep my eye on, play some for sure, see what happens with some of the other ones. We'll just kind of see how 2026 goes. But it just looks like another big year for games. A lot of good stuff coming out. So that's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down in the comments, what games are you excited for in 2026? Let's have a discussion about everything that's coming out this year. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll talk to you later.